How much have you missed Al Gore? I mean, he hasn't been around, it seems like, in a while.
There is one and only one reason that I miss Al Gore, which is your impersonation of Al Gore.
Oh.
Because without Al Gore being in the news, we don't get to hear it. There's no reason for you to do it.
Yeah.
He's almost like, most of your other impersonations are people who are already dead. Most of the people you impersonate passed away a decade ago.
Yeah, they're no longer with us.
Right.
We lost them.
There's been no new impersonations necessarily added to the repertoire.
It's been a while.
For a while.
It's been a while.
And this is why I always if Al Gore needs a medical fund and if he ever gets sick, I will be there to help him because I want to make sure at least one person.
We have a living person that I can impersonate here. So, you want to keep that going.
Yes.
Definitely want to keep it going.
I'm excited about it.
This is him on climate activists, cut 8. He's very impassioned.
There's another divide, increasingly, between those who are old enough to be in positions of power and the young people of this world.
Oh.
Greta Thunberg was just arrested in Germany. I agree with her efforts to stop that coal mine in Germany. Young people around the world are looking at what we're doing. They look at the World Bank and they say, oh, you've got a climate denier in charge of the World Bank. So why are you surprised that the World Bank is completely failing to do its job? What do I say to these young activists that I train around the world when they come to me and they say, are you okay with putting the CEO of one of the largest oil companies in the world in as the president of the COP? There's a lot of blah, 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 as Greta says. There are a lot of words and there are some meaningful commitments, but we are still failing badly.
Wow, we haven't heard the gravelly Al Gore voice in years.
For a while, since probably he betrayed this country. He played on our fears.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I love that one. And
I forgot he had that.
It's been a while since we've seen that.
So he's jumping on the Greta bandwagon now? Isn't this over? I thought.
Well, because you saw her carefully orchestrated arrest, didn't you?
That was incredible.
I think there's a new angle on it. Cut 6. Here's Greta being arrested. Yesterday we showed a clip of one of the angles. Well, they did a second take on it.
Oh, good. Good. That's how all arrests happen.
Yes.
Standing there, cops,
So they're all just milling around. She's laughing. She's having fun because this is all orchestrated. This is all planned.
They're literally posing for photos with Greta.
Yeah.
The police.
Yes.
We think. I mean, again, I would not be surprised.
I don't even know if they're actual
not
police.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible. Although I did hear that she was briefly detained for this incident in which she's standing in the middle of the field.
Well, that's where she was detained, was right there. And then they walked through the mud. And then eventually they just let her go. And she walks off. And I don't think she even was taken anywhere by police. I mean, it was such a hoax. And then Al Gore trying to say she was arrested because of her actions. Get out of here.
Oh, stop it.
It was all planned. It was all choreographed. It was a pathetic display of an arrest. But Al was pretty angry. He's mad at climate deniers. This is cut 9.
Enough already. Enough. And I don't want to get sidetracked onto what needs to happen, but we need to scale up climate finance, but we need desperately to scale down anti-climate finance.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
And we are still subsidizing the burning of fossil fuels globally at a rate 42 times larger than the subsidies for the shift toward renewables and EVs, et cetera. We need new leadership at the World Bank. We need them to scale up the leverage and vastly increase the amounts that are committed. And we need to rein in the anti-climate activities of the fossil industry.
I love this. Even the psychopaths of the World Economic Forum are sick of him.
Yeah.
There's
They need new leadership, though, at the World Bank, because I guess the World Bank isn't doing enough for climate change. Is that what he seems to be saying to you? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
And that's an
odd
stance.
What do you want the World Bank to do about climate change? Bizarre.
Could we possibly be spending more money on climate research and finance? And I mean, these companies get I mean, we were just throwing we just passed a giant bill where there's trillions of dollars going to these companies. We're constantly doing this, and no money going to actually look for energy sources that work and are inexpensive and reliable. None of that happens at all. I mean, this is such a bizarre stance. And Al Gore at this point in his life, I think, is looking for relevance more than anything else. The screamy voice usually only comes out when that's what he's doing. But the idea that they're not getting enough money for this crap, what are you talking about? I mean, think about Solyndra. We're just throwing, they're like, oh, we've got circular solar panels. Oh, here's $20 billion. How much do you need? A circular solar panel. Here they are. Here you go. Let me just throw a bunch of money at you. Oh, you're out of business. Oh, that sucks.
Well.
Every electric car purchased in this country, they receive $7,500 off. And again, there's been some restrictions on certain models over the years, but generally speaking, this has been true. And the average person who buys one of these cars is a six-figure earner. Why on earth would we subsidize people who make six figures to buy fancy cars? It makes no sense.
Nobody ever talks about that either. And, of course, nobody ever talks about what goes into the production of the electric vehicle, which is so not friendly to the earth. It's way worse than the combustion engine vehicles that are produced. And it's going to take decades and decades to catch up to all the problems with the electric cars to offset those with any kind of environmental relief that they're looking for. It's impractical. There's nowhere to put. What are you going to do with all these batteries at the end of the vehicle's life? Oh, gosh. Where are we going to pile those up?
So many problems here. And there, of course, a lot of the research shows, too, that, yes, during production, electric cars much, much worse.
Much worse.
Internal combustion engines.
Yep.
And the number of miles you need to drive for this to equal out when it comes to environmental effect is, again, in the six figures. You got to go over 100,000 miles in an electric car before it even comes close to paying itself off. So, again, I have nothing against electric cars. I mean,
I don't either. We've talked about this so many times.
Yeah, we have. Some of these Teslas are great. I mean, obviously, Elon Musk is not an enemy of the right. I cheer for him to do well in his business.
They look great. They drive great. They've got incredible acceleration.
Yeah, the new Corvette E-Ray is out now, or has just been introduced. I just talked about this for tomorrow's Stu Does America. We're going to do a segment on it. And it is 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. It is 2.5 seconds. And
wow.
It is it's basically, in a way, a hybrid. They put an electric motor on the front wheels, and they're using the same 600 plus horsepower on the back wheels. And it's an all-wheel drive, the first Corvette ever. And, look, to me, I like the internal combustion engine. I like the sound it makes. I don't know. That's just my thing. I like the electric cars. They're cool, but they're not my daily driver. That's not what I want as a daily driver. But this thing, again, is like using that technology and making a ridiculously fast car. But again, it's a $100,000 car.
Yeah.
And it's certainly not environmentally friendly. It's still a Corvette. It's not getting you good gas mileage.
Right.
So,
you still have to plug it into the wall outlet at your house every night.
This one is more of a hybrid design, so it's not like that.
Oh, okay.
But still.
All right. But the full electric, like the Teslas and stuff, you have to plug in. And that's costing us energy.
Yeah, and it's also thousands of dollars potentially in retrofitting your house for the right type of plug to if you drive it enough, you got to have the faster charger.
Yeah.
I have a friend who has a Tesla, and he doesn't drive it a lot, so he's able to plug it in the normal plug, and it's fine. But if you drive it as your normal everyday car, you have to look into between $600 and $2,000 of retrofitting your house to get the right the electrical outlets to make this thing charge. Either that, or you're going to be waiting days. I mean, there's the Porsche electric. If you plug it into the normal plug, this is the Porsche Taycan, which is a beautiful car. I mean, it's a great looking car. But if you plug it into a normal outlet and it's very low in battery, it could take about 3 days to charge.
Oh, that's not bad. 3 days.
Just the 3 days, though.
Okay. So just so you don't have anywhere to go in 3 days, you're fine.
You just stay home for 3 days.
Yeah.
Again, this is why we all work from home now. Just do Zoom calls.
They're just not practical. That's why I don't have one. Because it's just not. I really when we test drove that Tesla that they brought here, several years ago, and we experienced that, I really wanted one.
It's cool.
Really did, and
really fast.
But it's just not practical because especially then there was nowhere to. I mean, there's very few places that I knew of at least to go charge it. And when you did go charge it, like if you have one, and we do have some movie theaters where you can park your car at one of the charging stations, and then you're at the movie for 2 hours or whatever, and then you come out and it's mostly charged.
Yeah, and look, that's cool. That's
great.
I like movies, but I just can't stop to see one every day.
Exactly.
I can't just
exactly. Now, if I drive from here to Houston, I'm going to have to first of all find the specialty places where they have these charging stations, and then sit there for an hour, 45 minutes at least.
Yeah, and you get some of the fast chargers now will do a better job. I mean, look, it is improving. But I do find it fascinating that the left has now come to a position where, and I don't know if you've noticed this at places like the movie theater, where they do give you these nice parking spots with the charging thing. Mm-hmm. And I think they're closer than the handicap spots. I think they'd rather have people who can't walk. They're actually preferring and spoiling the people in their electric cars
they are.
over the people who don't have legs. We're at that point now in our society. Look. Sure, you're in a wheelchair. It's very difficult, but I will say you're killing the climate in your minivan there. So screw you. That's where we are.
The Tesla park's closer than you. It's great.
The rich person in the Tesla who spent $130,000 on their Plaid, they're going to walk, very comfortably 3 steps to get into the movie theater. You, on the other hand, we're putting you at the bottom of the hill, and see. I hope your arms are strong to get up it, because that's. Sorry, you're on the other side of the lot. We put you on the other side of gravel. There's some boulders in the way, but you'll get there eventually. We have faith in you. You're handy-capable.
Maybe you brought some people that can carry you over all that. All the obstacles. They'll just lift up you in the wheelchair and carry you into the building.
Exactly.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from BlazeTV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.